Hello, and welcome to my 2022 A Year in Review. It's where I review the year that has now passed, as we are now in 2023, yes. Oh, wonderful, yes. Oh, we will discuss the highlights of the previous year, such favorites such as COVID still being a thing, and, well, Trump supporters still being stupid. Yeah, anyway. Alright, I'm gonna be done with that voice now. Hi, guys. So here it is, doing my 2022 in review. I was too tired to do it last night, this morning. And that, and also uploading was being problematic. I don't know what there was a problem with the internet connection or what last night. It didn't help much. I had to re-record a New Year's video I did last night. And also, I just remembered something as we start this year in review. I think every year I do complain about how horrible, how bad the New Year's Eve gunshots were and everything. Looking at my New Year's video from last year, I was like, oh yeah, it's reminding me like I'm in LA. And then last night was probably the worst since I've been living in Indiana the past come up on actually just almost 8 years now. Y'all, I've been a Hoosier, I guess. Does that? I don't want to call myself that. Well, I've been a resident of Indianapolis for about 8 years now because I came out here March of 2016. And here we are. It's crazy. Just thinking about that now. But anyway, yeah, the fireworks were definitely the worst I've heard it in the time I've been out here. Yeah, that's how it basically started off saying the same shit. Oh god, yeah. How did I start the year off? I had put a couple solo singles out. Yeah, I worked with another friend. That was originally through another friend that I was working with. So yeah, I got that. Also, one of the first celebrity deaths of last year was Betty White. Well, the first celebrity that I know anything about. That was crazy. But I don't even know what I did last January. I don't even remember. But yeah, let's see. As far as YouTube goes, I put out a couple videos. I did a video for one of the solo tracks I did for Enemy. And by the way, it's like I said, Calling and Enemy, both those songs I did release as singles last year. And yes, they are on the new album, which I'll talk about later. But the versions that are on the album are different than the singles I put out. The versions on the album are a lot. Same thing with Burning as well. They're a lot. They're definitely different. They're remixed. They got a little bit more bass, a little extra things added to them. So yeah, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. We'll get to that. Anyway, I put the video out for Enemy, and also I did a music video for Black Sunday for Down in the Park, or the cover, the Gary Newman cover. Yeah, the Gary Newman cover we did. um, That video was cool to make, and I used a lot of clips with like history of the at the time present day and like the beginnings of this version of the band, which oddly enough, doing that video ended up being a foreshadowing. In case you don't know, stick around and I'll explain why I just said that. But most of you already know already. I started getting like kind of in a weird emotional state because I knew my birthday was coming up. But it wasn't too bad so far. You know, I want to celebrate in 2 years at my job. Sir. Fucking Joe Rogan was just being Joe Rogan and just being awful, and people were like, "Oh no, yeah, but he's so cool." No, he's not. You know, I'm trying to have like a list of stuff here to go over, so I sound a little bit more concise with everything. So far, it's kind of not working. Oh, in my depression at the time of my upcoming birthday, for some reason I just kind of like just lost my shit a little bit, and I decided I'm going to shave my beard. So I did that and immediately regretted it, which was weird. We said a lot because, you know, I haven't always had this beard. I've had this beard maybe like 5 years, maybe? Something like that, I think. 4 or 5 years. I haven't had it a long time. You know, most of my life, I've just had like a little strip of a goatee here. You know, like for a while I had the full mustache and this shit going on here, just this. But for the most part, if it hasn't been like a little patch of hair here, I've been fucking clean shaven, you know? So, how I reacted when I finally shaved my beard off, it's like I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh my fucking God, what the fuck is this? You know, I felt hideous. I mean, honestly, I feel hideous a lot of times. Anyway, but that did not help. So yeah, I immediately regretted that, and I just was biding my time until it grew back, which it grew back rather quickly. It grew back like by the time my birthday rolled around, it was pretty much back. It was light and a little patchy in some spots, but it was back. So well, yeah, I hit on March 15th. That's when I hit 50, which is a milestone to me. Obviously, it's like stuff like that's a milestone for everybody because you turn 50, you get enough of the base off. You never turned 50 before, so it's like it's a milestone, you know. And it really depressed me because I'm like, you know, here I am, 50, and I just feel like I've been only recently been getting my shit together, you know, over the past few years. And I was like, why didn't I do this fucking 20 years ago, you know? And part of the reason is because I'm living in California. Let's be real. But yeah, afterwards, a couple days after my birthday, I started realizing, fuck it, we're here. You know, there's only one way to not worry about getting old, having birthdays where I'm getting older, but I'm not about to do that. You know what that is. But I'm not doing that. Even if the thought had crossed my mind at some point, I'm not doing that. um, it was things were fairly rough on my spouse at the time. There was a lot of shit going on, especially because especially January is a rough spot, definitely. I mean the holidays too in general, especially around December and everything. But yeah, but I'm not getting into details on that. I mean, people who know me, they know. They know what I'm talking about. But anyway, it maybe and maybe also like I think it was sometime in March, like after my birthday or whatever, maybe, or maybe it was another time, a little bit later. Um, we have this museum out here called Newfields. And they do like a lot of like cool exhibits there and stuff. And they had like a Van Gogh exhibit, like the Van Gogh immersion. It's been in a few cities. Um, it's basically all the art of Van Gogh, but a lot of the rooms that you go in is kind of projected, so you're like, it's like you're in the paintings. It's really cool. It's pretty amazing. Even some of the paintings, they animated some of the paintings too, and it was cool. It was really cool. If you backtrack, I do have a short video. I wish I could have had more photos and stuff. I didn't for some reason, but yeah, just definitely check that out. Then like the next following month, played a show at the Million with Black Sunday. You know, it was my little birthday bash thing. It wasn't not the whole show, just our set. You know, yeah, it was fun. Uh, Also around about that time, sorry, chewing on a cough drop. Around that time, that's when Elon Musk bought Twitter, and now the old the white edgelord conservatives were hip hip hooray. They're like, oh my god, finally freedom of speech is back, it's coming back. Like, sir, you say the N word 20 times on Twitter. I don't think freedom of speech went anywhere, sir. You've been saying what you've been wanting fine, just fine. Nobody's been able to punch you in the mouth. What else? I put out another video. That's one I put out for burning. Because I'm trying to use like. I'm sure I'm gonna be missing a whole bunch of stuff that I did that happened. Oh my god, this is this 2022 and your review is kind of wild. Not wild. It's just not great. But a lot of shit was going on. I started not uploading as much. I was trying to, but between work and just other things, it's getting kind of burned out. Situation at home actually improved after a while because a certain like negative element moved out. So that made things a little bit better for us here. Are you comfortable yet, Peanut? Here, you want to say hi, Peanut? Here we go. Ew, it's Peanut. Peanut butter. Say hello. He is so annoyed. He's like, no, leave me alone. I'm trying to find a comfortable spot. Yes, I know, old man. Okay, I guess he's sort of found a spot now until he moves again. He goes, it's not quite right. I don't like it. um, but yeah, that helped. Um, there's a goth event out here. Uh, Dead Soul Society. Um, there's a couple people I met through that, and they started doing shows at this place called Healer. And we were talking. We got offered a show there, so I was like, cool. Wait, no, wait, no. I'm sorry, we didn't do that one yet. That's right. I'm sorry. Let me backtrack for a second because we did do another show, but I was in Bloomington, Indiana, and I haven't played in or even been in Bloomington, Indiana, in like 10 years. I played there with the old band. Played at a place called Bear's Place, which is apparently been long gone. Oh damn! I look all buff in this one. Ooh, look at this. I'm above YouTube, y'all. I'm sorry. That was stupid. But yeah, and we got a show off for this bar. Where the fuck was it? Oh god, but it was booked. The guy from this band called Twice Dark does a night there like once a month, and he invited us out and we played. It was a great show. It was a lot of fun. There were technical difficulties, of course, but it was fun. Um, I'm not gonna get into. There was a couple things that happened that kind of really irked me that I'm not gonna get into on video here. But yeah, it was just a sign of there were some things that were happening that I wasn't thrilled about. But moving on. But yeah, so it was fun. Um, but yeah, the second show we kind of had a book back to back. Was a place called Healer. Uh, Healer, by the way, if you're in Indianapolis, you should definitely check it out. It's a fun place. It's like a venue and an art gallery. It's kind of like a few places in LA. I guess except a little bit less snooty. I guess So because it had that artsy aspect, but you had your bands playing there and DJs, and you had like a little bar in there. You had your back patio. It was really cool. It was really cool, and that was fun. And that would also end up being our final show, at least with that lineup. Because it was maybe a couple weeks or so after that when the drummer was already quitting. These were like his last couple shows, so because he wasn't really feeling it anymore, and he has other projects he'd rather be doing. So, which is fair enough, Not keep anybody hostage in a band. He also had a lot of other shit going on, so. But around 10, that's when my guitar player quit. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, you know. And then shortly after that, after a conversation with my bass player, he was pretty much done as well. So it's just basically me and my synth player. So it's like, all right, that's fine. Figure something out. It bugged the shit out of me at first, but I got over it. during that process was about the time I started, working on more music, more material. I was like, well, fine, I'm gonna make an album. I'm gonna do a solo album. I already put 2 singles out. Might as well create more music because I want to make more music and put it out. So I wrote like a few songs. I did a collab with my old bass player in Los Angeles, uh, and also work with my other friend who has a project called Motionless Paradox. Um, Between that, end up putting together like what I thought was just going to be like a EP of maybe like 4, 5 songs, maybe. Ended up having a 7-song album that ended up putting out, and I'm still really proud of that. I'm really proud of that album. It got a lot of good, good reviews on it and whatever things. A lot of people dug it. I was really happy with that. Let's see. Oh, got a new cat. It just because we have these outdoor cats we feed, and we have this littlest one that kept coming around because we had there's 3 to come around that are related. And we have the littlest one to come around. It's like, oh, it's a kitten. At first she was skittish, didn't want to be around, and after a while she started being really friendly because it's like, oh, you're the food guys. Hey, nom nom nom. So eventually, because we would sometimes let the cats come in the house for a little bit. She would come in and everything, and after a while, I was like, she's tiny. We should probably keep her if we can. And we brought her in to see how she worked out, and apparently it worked out because she's still here. Can I turn this thing around? No, I cannot. Well, she is currently in a box sleeping. Like one of those can boxes, a box you carry cans in. And it's pretty much, she put claim on it. That's her little sleeping box. So she's also gotten bigger. She's become a little menace. But she's happy and healthy. Didn't take long for the cats to get along with her. Even though she's spicy. My oldest butthole cat. He's actually, it's like we were thinking, oh god, he might be a problem, but turns out he's kind of acting more like sort of like a little father figure with her. So he grooms her and plays with her, and it's really cute. But what else? Oh god, yes. When people were losing their shit because of news that people already knew about the Little Mermaid. They were doing a live action thing, and they were going to have a black actress playing the Little Mermaid. So people were losing their shit. It's like, number one, didn't this get mentioned like a year ago? Number two, why the outrage? It's not a real person. What does it fucking matter? But, people just lost their fucking shit, and it was ridiculous. What else? Oh, also thanks to a friend, I have a whole recording setup now. I have oh god,